Okay, so we already have a question from the internet. Um, Let me know who you are and um, what your question is. Hello, my name's Nigel. I'm calling from England. I was wondering if you could just give us a general gist of how we're going to achieve this, how you're going to achieve this time stamping. Thank you. Okay. Yes, I think I can do that. So we're trying to prove that something happened at a particular point in time. Now, one way is to do it whilst the television is on, but that could be a recording, so that doesn't quite give us what we want. So we're going to prove that something happened before I signed it, something that we know happened at a particular point in time. No, that's that hand. So something happened before, then I signed it, and then I'm going to put proof of that signing somewhere where we know when it was stored. So we're going to use Bitcoin to do that. The Bitcoin blockchain is immutable. It's a whole series of every 10 minutes or so record of all the transactions that happen in Bitcoin. So we're going to look at the blockchain and we're going to take a number off the blockchain, a very long number that happened at a certain point in time recently, or we're just about to do it, so it will be in the future. We're going to take a number off the blockchain. We're going to we're going to yes, it's hard to explain. It's not that hard actually. We're going to take the number off the blockchain. We're going to take a picture of the unsigned artwork with a picture of that number. That proves that it was unsigned after that number happened. We're then going to sign the artwork and take another picture, and then we're going to take those two pictures, which of course must have happened after that number on the blockchain. We're going to mush them up into a number and place that number onto the blockchain, and of course that is a record that will be there forever, and so anyone with the file can look on the blockchain and see, oh yes, this file happened, these two pictures happened, they were taken before this transaction that we're going to put on the blockchain. They can also look at the picture and say, when he took the picture, he took this number off the blockchain, and we know that that number hadn't happened until then. So that way we've timestamped the signature as happening between these 2 points in time. The point in time of the number we took off the blockchain, and the point in time, the transaction with the number from the pictures, the time that that transaction went onto the blockchain. Did that answer your question? Yes, thank you very much. That's exactly what I wanted to know. Good. Okay, let's get on with it. So, we take a computer, turn away while I type in the password. And we go to blockchain.info. They will try to get you to buy some Bitcoin Cash. That's not a good idea because it's not Bitcoin. Let me see, can we see the screen? So we go to Bitcoin Explorer. And we scroll down and we see there was a block at height 712031 that happened 4 minutes ago. So that will do. So we click on that and the block had a hash, and if you've seen any of my previous videos you will know that it starts with lots of zeros. There's a video online of me reciting 00000, and people found it very funny. So I'm not going to do it that way. I'm going to go with the Coinbase transaction, and there it is. There is the hash of the transaction, and it doesn't start with lots of zeros. So we take a piece of paper, we take a pen, we get one I prepared earlier just so I remember what to write down. So what should we say? I'm going to shorten it this time. Right, I'm going to use a smaller pen as well because that one was a bit fat. Right, so I'm going to say Bitcoin transaction prior to signing art, and I'm going to say, I'm just going to write down the first 8 digits, 4080 4DA1. And I'm going to write down the height of that transaction, that block, height so that says included in blocks, so that's the height. So it's 712031, and we're going to write down the time of that block, which is 2021, the year 12/1/01/04/37. That's right, I'm up very early. So that's what I just wrote. That's the old one. Then we come to the actual signing. This video is not the evidence of signing. We're going to actually take a picture to put on the blockchain, or put evidence onto the blockchain. So this is a bit daunting. It's the first time I've signed my art. Well, kind of. My first art. The problem is, I'll just turn that screen round. The problem is, I've got to choose somewhere to sign it. So it seems like this gap here is a good idea. It's a little bit small, so I'm going to use the fine pen as opposed to the medium pen or the superfine pen. The superfine pen doesn't work very well. So I'm daunted. I'm going to sign it Nigel Sharp, and then I'm going to put the date underneath, and then we'll put the number that we generate after that, the transaction number of the subsequent transaction. I'm almost getting emotional because I can only sign this once. I don't want to get it wrong. Let's get the other art. So the other heart has it signed bigger. It's not going to fit with that pen, so I'll have to do it in small writing. I hope I don't run out of space. So I've got to write Nigel Sharp, 01 December 2021, with room for a transaction hash. Oh. I need to practice. New bit of paper. Let's get the size right. Right, so okay, it's quite small. O1 DEC 2021. I'm going to practice writing the transaction number down. check it fits. This is the wrong transaction number, of course, because we haven't done it yet. Right. It's going to be close. It's going to be very close. Shall I put it here? Or shall I do it on a separate line? I'll do it on a separate line. I want to get something to lean on. I've lost my pen. Here we go. I'm going to get a light. Because I'm in shadow. Sorry about all the tension here. Right, the fine pen. Right, it's canvas, so it's going to be a bit bumpy. Right. Right, it's signed. The canvas was a bit stretchy, a bit squishy, but it's nice and shiny, so it's quite easy to write on. 01 D E C 2021, and it is 4:54 in the morning. So now we're going to make a record of that. So we're going to sign it here. Can you see that? Signed. We've got it wrong. Right, we've got a bit of a situation. Do you remember that guy, Nigel, who phoned in and asked the question, can you give the gist of it? And if you remember, I responded by saying we're going to take a picture of the artwork unsigned with a record of a number we get from the blockchain. And to help everyone out there in internet world, I put it on a video so that you all know how to do it. And then I didn't do it. Oh dear. But all is not lost, because we have this video. So instead of taking a picture, okay, I'll explain what was supposed to happen. I was supposed to put together this little thing, which is the number that we got off the blockchain at a certain point in time at 4:37. I was going to put it there and take a picture of it unsigned to prove that this happened before the signing. I'm a klutz. Now all we've got is this video, which is a bit of a pain. Right, that means I can't stop this video now. I've got to do all this live without editing. Okay, so now I've got a... Right, that's the first bit done. It's signed. We've got a video to prove that it was unsigned. That it was unsigned after this transaction happened. That wasn't our transaction, but someone else's. Now we've got to take this video. It would have been just a photo. And we've got to kind of put it on the blockchain. But there's not much room on the blockchain for big video files. So we're going to have to prove that the video existed and generate a number that we put on the blockchain. Just a little number instead of a big video file. So we'll have to stop the video, otherwise we won't have a video file, and pass it through a clever thing called a SHA, SHA-256 generator, and that will mush up this file. It's not compression because you can't, it's going to mush it up into a 256-bit number, which will prove something. I'm losing the will to live here. Sorry, I hope you're not. It's a bit like compression. Only that file could have generated that number, pretty much. That's a statistical thing, it's not an absolute thing. It's not compression because you can't take the number and generate the file from it. But if you've got the file and you've got the number, you can prove that the file, you can prove that they're associated. One is the little number is the SHA-256 of the big file. Right. So I've got to get this video file onto a computer. So I think it's safe to say ta-ta for now.